Hi there, I'm Dr. Brenda Wade, America's Good Love Doctor, and welcome to this instructional video that is the introduction to the Strive to Thrive video courses. This video is called Good Love Equals Your Good Health. Now let me say that again. Good love equals your good health. Have you ever thought about that? That when you're in love, you feel lit up and alive and juicy and just full of energy. And one of the things that's so important about that is that your body and your brain actually change when you're in love. Right. You get real changes in the brain and your hormones, and it just adds to that wonderful radiance and glow that we all have when we're in love. Now, the secret, and I'm going to be sharing a lot of secrets with you in this video, and in a few moments I'll get to introduce the gorgeous actress Nicole Parker. She and her husband Boris Kojo are the founders of Strive to Thrive. And the very, very heartfelt commitment that Boris and Nicole bring to making your health better and making your life better is reflected in Nicole creating the Save Your Do gym wrap. You probably have yours on right now, at least I hope you do, because it's part of the cornerstone of good health. Now, we'll get back to love in a minute, but let's talk about what good health is made of and why good love is part of it. The first thing is that our good health includes our bodies, our emotions, our mind, and our connection to spirit. That is what it means to really be healthy, because when all four parts of us as human beings are engaged and we have a conscious relationship with our bodies, you'll learn more about that, hang on, with our emotions, with our mind and spirit, then all of our energy is flowing. Now, I'm going to give you a secret right now, which is everything is energy. I'm going to share a lot of the secrets from my 6-week Unchain Your Love class, and you're going to learn valuable secrets that you can put to use right now to have better health. Is that good or good? I think it's great. All right. So let me tell you why good love is part of the Strive to Thrive Good Health campaign. The number one cause of charges to healthcare plans are people struggling with relationships. That's right. When we're in love, we feel alive and we feel great. And when love isn't good, it literally can make us sick. That costs America $65 billion a year in claims to healthcare. Now, we can do better than that, and you deserve to feel better than that. So we're going to focus on how you can take state-of-the-art, cutting-edge scientific information and turn that into your tools for creating good love in your life. Yes, you can do it. And with these 5 secrets you're going to learn in our video class today, you're going to be able to write these down and practice them. Now, I said practice, so you've got to do your part too. All right, so get ready, get out your pen and paper. You're going to learn 5 secrets. The first one I've already given you, which is good love equals good health. I also slipped in a second secret. I don't know if you caught it. That is, when you learn better, you do better. And this is how we keep our bodies healthy, by keeping our love healthy. All right, so let's get to the video. In a moment, I'm going to introduce you to Nicole Parker. We'll be sitting in an intimate conversation in Nicole's living room in Southern California. All right, everybody, here we go. Hi there, I'm Dr. Brenda Wade, and I'm so excited to be with you today with my dear friend, the beautiful actress Nicole Parker, who's not only beautiful outside, I have to let you know, she's beautiful inside, and she's living her commitment, and you really are. I'm so proud of you. Your commitment to creating better health in our community, and you started with the Save Your Do gym wrap. Is that a gym wrap?
Yes, it is. It's very interesting because as women and women of color, we do very different things with our hair. And today I'm wearing an updo.
Oh, I love it.
And when I wear an updo, I like the back of my hair to be saved So you can turn the gym wrap around and it comes in different colors. And so I just decided to make it cute because being cute is very important.
Yes, it is.
You got to pick up the kids, run to the bank, go to the grocery store, all kinds of things, get around. And sometimes you don't have to change coming out of the gym. So I wanted to
love
keep
that with
in
the
mind.
little bow. This is adorable. And I didn't know it came in
Yes.
pink. Mine is black.
Yes, it comes in pink and electric green
Ooh.
and black right now.
Cool. You know, part of the whole discussion we're having about health is that when we look good, we feel good.
Absolutely.
And exercise is a big secret to good health. But I want to talk today, Nicole, about love.
Well, you know what I found, Dr. Wade, is that there are 3 big excuses when it comes to working out. I don't have the money because people believe that it's expensive to have a nice outfit and a gym membership.
Right.
But sit-ups are free.
Oh, yeah,
And
they
taking
are.
a walk is free. The second big excuse that we make is that I don't have the time, which is very real when you're a parent and a busy working mother. And the third one is I just don't feel like it. And that's the third one that I'm committed to dismantling.
Yes.
Because that I just don't feel like it is directly related to what you're talking about. My heart is heavy, my priorities are stacked.
Yes.
And my health is the last on my list.
And that heart heaviness. See, so much of that in our community comes from people not feeling lovable and not having love. So I really want to ask you, when you look at good health and you think about how that heavy heart stops people from getting up, and it goes directly, and I have to just lay out a teeny weeny bit of science here. Most people don't know that a cornerstone to good health is good love, and that it is the number one reason that people have health care claims is heartache.
Yeah.
Heartache will make you sick.
Yeah.
Now, with the gym wrap, people are now motivated. Yes, everybody, you are motivated to exercise because your
Yes.
hair will look good, okay?
Well, the gym wrap is just a tool in your whole lifestyle change. It's a way to keep you motivated,
Yes.
inspired, and to make you feel safe because people spend a lot of money, women spend a lot of money on their hair, and I believe a woman should have it all.
Yes.
Yes. But, you know, we really have to examine the whole person. Because underneath everything about good health is what's the point? I've got so many other things to do. I'm gonna die anyway.
Please, I've
Nobody
heard that
loves
so
me
many
anyway.
times. Yeah.
Yes, and so I know personally that when my husband and I are thriving together and the communication is good, I want to get up and go run with him when
That's
he asks
right.
me to. I want my kids to see me in my exercise clothes because I'm subliminally and subconsciously giving them a tool to
That's
take into
right.
their life.
Because our kids are going to model what we do. So
Absolutely.
right there, let me just toss this out to all of our parents. This is so important. And even if you're not a parent, if you're around children, it makes a difference. The child's brain is like a little miniature recording device. What they see, hear, touch, taste, and smell, they're going to repeat.
Yes.
So everything we do,
They
never
absorb
mind
everything.
what we tell them to do, it's what we do, not what we say.
I know.
So modeling good fitness and health in terms of exercise,
Yes.
critical, but what you say to their daddy in front of them and what daddy says to mommy in front of them, that gets us right into how a lot of our children are growing up watching toxic relationships.
Yes.
Parents who are not connecting. And then we get that pattern. Now, it does 2 things. If we grow up watching a toxic relationship, number 1, I don't feel lovable because how I feel about myself comes from how my parents are with each other.
Well, I always say the way someone speaks to you is the way they speak to themselves.
That's right.
So if your partner is constantly degrading you or criticizing you or engaging you in negative talk, you have to step back, and it's a moment you can have with a compassionate moment you can have.
That's right.
Because you say, oh, this is how he talks to himself. I told you and I want you to do this and you never do that. Something in
Blaming.
him is blaming himself. And there's a moment for a breakthrough to happen
Oh,
there,
yes.
You know,
Right
and then
there.
you can grab your gym wrap and take a walk together.
That's right. There you go. I love that. Now, let me just illuminate this business about blaming. Because when we talk about communication, if I say to somebody, What do you think is the secret to love? Do you know what most people say to me? Good communication. But how many of us know what that really means?
You're right.
So we're
It's a
going to
big
start
word.
with bad communication, okay? The worst thing you can do is blame your partner. Now, blaming is if I point at you and say, you never give me what I want, you never call me, you never come home on time. Now, the minute I put that you out there, I'm pointing the blaming finger. Now, look at the distance. I can't even get close to you. Now, try to get close to me.
Right.
That's as close as you ever get. And when I see couples who aren't having sex, and I see that in my private practice or my seminars, sometimes couples come in, one sits over there, one sits over here, and they're both like this. I go, And I'll ask them, when's the last time you guys had sex? I said, it's obvious you're not connecting. And it's always about blaming. So one of the first things to get out of a toxic relationship is stop the blaming. So I wanted to ask you, when you think about toxic relationships, we know blaming is part of it. What else is part of it from your experience? Because I know you've had a lot of experience counseling sometimes friends and family members. We all do.
Well, I think that prioritizing is where we sometimes fall short, because usually, unfortunately, money is at the top of everyone's list, trying to make ends meet, paying the bills, things like that. Then secondly, it's children, and then it's your relationship, and then it's you.
Wow.
And if
Wrong
we could
order.
reverse, and then you throw in your spirituality to kind of do some patchwork.
Right.
You know,
Go to church on Sunday, but there's no time any other time.
right.
Yeah.
And I started to get better and healthier and stronger and a better wife and a better mother and a better person when I reversed that list.
That's right.
And I made God and my spirit very important,
Truth.
which kind of informed the way I treated myself and the time I would take, because the weight loss industry has kind of taken over the health industry. And I didn't necessarily need to lose weight.
Right.
I needed to just thrive.
Yes.
And feel good and have my mental capacity thriving and my strength and my patience.
And for the people who do need to lose weight, I just have to say this. When we start to exercise, two things happen. One is what you said already about, I feel better, I have more energy. And here the scientist in me has to say it. When we start to exercise and the brain gets those nice, juicy, stress-fighting hormones, everybody, I said stress-fighting hormones from exercise, what that does is your immune system gets stronger. So you're healthier. Now, when you feel better and have more energy because you're healthier, isn't it easier to show up
it's easier
in
to
your
show
love
up,
life?
and it's also easier to show up all around because life is still going to happen.
Yes.
You are still going to be stuck in traffic on the way from soccer practice to ballet class.
That's right.
And an interview in 5 minutes. So
Yeah.
because of you have that stress release with the exercise, those
Right.
moments are less of a burden.
Yeah, and they come home to the relationship. So I really want to zero in now and ask you, Nicole, you exercise, you put God first, your spirituality is there. You mentioned patience.
Yes.
Because when we're not stressed, it is easier to be patient. Most people don't realize that the number one symptom of depression in our community is not, oh, I feel sad and I want to put my head down. The number one symptom is what we call hyper-irritability. And that just means you say good morning to me.
Good morning.
What's good about it?
Right.
Why are you saying good morning to me? It's that snappishness, that lack of patience, that jumping.
That's just a byproduct of running on empty.
It is.
You know, when the littlest thing happens and you've been running on empty all day, that your child can set you off.
That's
your
right.
husband can set you off. Your coworker can set you off. And so you have to manage that daily. And when you make that time in the morning for prayer or meditation,
That's right.
and a little exercise,
Yes.
literally the rest of your day will be
Exactly.
changed
Now,
and transformed.
scientifically, you're
I don't know
speaking
why
great truth.
I don't know why the science proves it, but I know
You're
it's true.
speaking truth because that's when we dump the stress hormones.
That's right.
Meditation does it, exercise does it, and having quiet time all lower our stress. So we're not going to go,
and then you
somebody
go
speaks
down
to
that
us.
list that I was talking about in reverse.
That's right.
Where then you're a better spouse, partner, then you're a better mother, and then you're better at work, and then the money will come.
That's it. Oh, can we talk about money? Now, the number one cause of fights leading to divorce
And
that
divorce.
really make relationships toxic, fights about money.
You would think it was infidelity or something, but it's really
money.
it's money and sometimes the challenges of having special needs children.
Yes.
It's interesting that those two things can really change the dynamic in a relationship.
Because they go hand in hand.
Because it brings everything that you need to work on right to the surface.
That's right.
So it's almost you should be grateful for your money problems.
Yeah.
Because it shows you where you need some alignment, really.
Now, wow, that was so deep. That was so deep. We have to talk about that because most people do not see problems in a relationship as the actual signal that it is. It's a signal, I have something to learn. I have a way that I need to grow. Most people go,
Yes.
there's a problem. What's wrong with you? Why don't
Exactly.
you change? And they don't realize it's that I get to grow and change. So in my own life, I know there are times when I've had to check myself. I've been divorced twice, and I'm the love doctor. And I realized, I wrote a book called 99 Things You Wish You Knew Before Falling in Love,
Right.
because I wish I had known those things before I fell in love. And one of them is what you said a minute ago, girlfriend. It was taking care of me first.
Well, your books really talk about that, and they've been very helpful to a lot of people.
Oh, well, the whole idea, my idea was that good love meant I take care of the other person and I make sure that they're okay. And I make sure, I can remember I used to write my husband's letters for him and he would just look at me and go, what are you doing? Well, I'm just being helpful. I thought that's what a good wife was. Well, that meant I wasn't getting enough spiritual juice. I wasn't getting enough exercise. There wasn't enough me. So the important thing is the problems that created were problems I just didn't know any better. So this is what I've learned. Number one, when we learn better,
Yes.
we do better. And that's true about love. It's true about your money. It's true about driving. But love is this great big, I think of it like an energy source. You know how you feel when
Oh,
you're
yeah.
all juicy in love and you and Boris are connected.
You feel like you can do anything.
That's right. You're invincible.
Yes.
And the research actually proves love is like a tonic. So we're building a little model. I want people to actually, you might want to write this down because Nicole is speaking some deep truth here. The truth is spirit is our source. If we start there, it's a great place to start.
I like to think of it as stepping into the beam, stepping into the light, stepping into the prayerful space, and just let it happen to you and be present with it. Because sometimes we're so beaten down. I say we're not at the bottom of the barrel. There is no barrel.
Oh, God. Whew.
And you just have to just be. And you'd be surprised how much information and guidance and support you can get
That's right.
from your inner being, your inner truth.
And that's the key, because when we get into prayerful space, get into meditation, that's a time to turn within, and the answers are there. We just don't trust it yet. But I want to ask everyone to do 3 things with us. Okay, number 1, we want you to gain insight. Okay, the insight is, where did I learn my love pattern? Mine was too much pleasing, too much taking care, because I grew up feeling I didn't deserve more. So I had to really get that insight. The next thing is skill. We give up blaming, and instead of blaming,
That's where the tools come in.
that's right, this is a Thrive tool, everybody.
I'm going to fight with Boris tomorrow with using tools.
Oh.
Okay, I am not going to blame you in this moment. However,
Okay, so if you're not blaming, what are we going to do? Here's what we're going to do.
tell me what we're going to do.
Thrive tool is, instead of blaming, I'm going to say, I appreciate you so much. I'm so grateful for all that you do for our family.
That would definitely transform the situation.
Yes. So I start with appreciation, then I say, and you know, sometimes when this happens, I don't know what your happen is, but sometimes when this happens, I feel unimportant or I feel hurt. And what I'd like to ask you for, it's called a request, is this. Now, most people they know soft open, it's just attack, and I feel angry, and I feel, no.
And sometimes your partner just wants a suggestion, maybe, well, how can
That's right.
Right.
You can never assume. Do you know how many people in my classes have said to me, well, I shouldn't have to tell them what I need.
They don't, men have said it since the beginning of
Yes.
time, I cannot read your mind.
Right. And you know what I say to them when they say, I shouldn't have to? I say, oh, you married a clairvoyant. You have a psychic as a partner. Come on. We can't read each other's minds. So soft open, I appreciate you. I admire you.
I admire you.
Then we go into skill. I make a statement about what I feel, but it's soft. You know, sometimes I feel
Sometimes
this
when
way.
you do this, I
Third
feel this
thing,
way.
request. Because we have not solved anything unless we make a request.
So my request would be, when I enter the living room and you're watching the playoffs, that you would just acknowledge my presence for a moment.
I don't know. Now I may have to talk to you about that, girlfriend,
That's a
because
little hard.
the playoffs occupy a certain space.
You're on the couch with him watching the playoffs. You're a sports girl too.
I love sports, but on the other hand, I know that this is cave time.
I know.
And when men are in the cave and they're watching things move, I actually, I have a friend who said she was mad at her husband and she was going to punish him. I said, well, what did you do? She reaches in her purse and pulls out the remote.
That's hysterical.
That's really mean.
Well, that's a good one.
I know. So the last thing on the skill, the very last thing,
Yes.
is after we do the appreciation. We've used our skillful expressing feeling, we've made a request. I would appreciate it if you would do this, or it'd make me feel good if you could do this, or you know what makes me feel great? It's when you do this. Okay? Then we close it with thank you. That's all, just thank you. So that's our Thrive way of communicating. Is that good?
That's really good.
Okay. You know, Nicole, Strive to Thrive is unique in terms of health platforms and health programs because we really honor the whole person.
Absolutely.
You know, our bodies, emotions, our minds, our spirits, and anywhere along those four, body, emotions, mind, or spirit, we can cut in, if you will, and create a way to make our lives better. We can start with the body or the emotions or the mind or spirit.
But no matter where you start, all the other components have to also follow suit.
That's right.
Or the whole thing will fall apart. You have to
Yes.
consider the whole person.
We do, and that's where we get the biggest pop. And you know, when people, and I know there are people with us today who are really, really being challenged. And I use the word challenge. I don't say struggle.
Or suffering.
Or suffering, because that means we don't have the strength and the power to get up and get moving and do better. So from that whole person model, where would you start if somebody is really in that challenge time of life right now?
Well, sometimes hopelessness kind of takes over and infects the whole decision-making process. You know, what's the point? I don't know where to go. I don't even know where to get the answers.
Right.
I've exhausted everyone, my friends, my bank account, my pastor, whatever. I don't feel fortified. And sometimes that's when I just sit still and I sit in what I call the beam of light. And I just ask for God's guidance. And the interesting thing is that's how I came up with the idea for the gym rep.
I didn't know that.
I know. It's very interesting how it came. It really genuinely came out of spirit of service.
Wow.
I sat down in my kitchen and I remember everyone was asleep and I asked God, how can I serve my sisters?
Wow.
How can we solve this problem?
Yes.
Because we were choosing our hair over our life.
Yes.
Really, because culturally and historically presentation is so important to us.
Exactly.
And we were sacrificing a lot of other important
And it's
things.
a coping strategy.
It's a coping
A
strategy.
lot of times we want to look good so nobody will know we feel bad.
But
I know that was my favorite.
Yeah,
Look good while feeling bad.
Exactly. And the point, I tell you that detail because even when you're at the bottom of the barrel, there's a message there.
Yes.
And the only difference is that I had that much courage to act on it. I didn't have a business plan. I didn't have investors. I had never applied to a bank for a loan outside of being a college student. You know, I didn't know anything. But I just had that much light to say yes to whatever came to me in that prayer. And that's, you know, you take one step and God takes two.
That's right.
Sometimes 7.
Yes, that's exactly right.
He brought me an incredible business partner.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Who just
without-
ran with the whole thing.
Oh my God.
Hi, Jill.
Yes.
And,
we love you, Jill.
Yes. And so that's what I really want to encourage people to not give up even in the darkness.
That's right.
There's something there.
There's light.
There's
light in the darkness. And I sometimes use that metaphor that in the darkest sky, the stars are still there. The sun is still there. The moon is still shining.
We're just turned away from
That's
it.
right. We just have to turn
back.
back into the beam, what you call the beam of light. And that's spirit. Thank
Yes.
you for sharing that. I never knew that's where you got the idea. When I've done that spiritual meditation, I've gotten the titles of my books.
Wow.
I've gotten the information I need to help somebody who's really in challenge. So I know it works too.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
All right, what have you learned about good love and good health? First of all, you learn that they're connected. That when you learn more about love and you feel good about yourself and good about your body, your love life improves and your health improves, right? That's secret number 1. What's secret number 2? That we need insight, skill, and action to create a healthy love life. Very, very, very important. And that insight into our past helps us create a better future. That's the secret to those two connecting to one another. Now, number 3, Nicole and I talked about using your Save Your Do Gym Wrap to take away any excuse for exercising so that exercise makes you feel better, makes your body feel better, lowers your stress, all those benefits we all know about. But by doing secret number 1 and 2, you now feel more motivated because you feel better about you because you're loving your body. See, connect, connect, connect. Now, secret number 4 is, of course, communication. Good communication. Now, remember the word com means with. Communication means we now know how to be with our partners. We know how to create a connection with another person that actually has a lot of positive, juicy energy in it. And that communication that is absolutely the no-no, those are the 4 C's, criticism, coldness, contempt, and combativeness. And the ones we want to practice are the 4 A's, affection, acceptance, admiration, and appreciation. This is based on the work of John Gottman at the UW Love Lab. And finally, that 5th secret is that we want to always remember that we as human beings have a source. Whatever that means for you, that's up to you. But please spend some time every day connecting to your source, connecting to what I call spirit, and let that become a way that you stay energized, keep your thoughts positive, keep your words positive, and keep your actions loving. All right, that's the beginning of your journey to good love. Stay with us on the journey because we want to teach you the more advanced secrets, teach you how to solve problems when they come up, teach you how to prevent problems, teach you how to restart the engines if your sex life is petering out. And one of our specialties is getting singles. That's right. Getting our singles in committed relationships, getting you married. So stay on the journey with us. We just absolutely love you, and I send you blessings, everyone. I'm Dr. Brenda Wade, America's Good Love Doctor. You can follow us on StriveToThrive.com.